Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It is Palestine here, and welcome to my channel. I'm making this video this morning to give you an update on what happened last night when my boyfriend and my anniversary meal was hijacked. And so basically, I worked all day long yesterday. I got home. I told my dyslexic friend, I said, don't come before 4, I have things to do. Well, I was so exhausted, because number one, I don't have any estrogen in my body. And number two, I have to take psychiatric medication, which I'm required to take. If I don't take it, I'll get in trouble. And so I was exhausted. So at 3 o'clock, instead of working on this cackle competition, which is what I wanted to do, I decided to lay down. So even when I'm laying down, obviously I know I have to get up, so I don't really sleep, but just laying down and resting helps me, even though I know that I can't sleep because I have to get up. And then, so my dyslexic friend came over. He was wearing jeans that I got him at a handout, and he was wearing a t-shirt that I got him at a handout. And he told me that he put gel in his hair. And I told him, I said, well, I didn't like gel in hair. I said, I like all natural. I like men who are natural. I don't want men wearing gel in their hair. I don't want a man that wears more makeup than me, And then he told me he wore this perfume for me. And I told him, I said, well, I just like it all natural. I don't like men who have hair gel. And I don't like men who wear perfume. And the reason why is the perfume business is because when I was harassed out of my job at Foster Wheeler, this man that I dated put on a lot of perfume, caused me to have a really bad reaction. And I personally feel that there was something in that perfume that was intended to make me react badly. And so I don't want my men in my life wearing perfume. I don't want men in my life wearing hair gel. I don't wear hair gel, and I don't want men in my life wearing it. So I told him, I said, I don't like it. I just like it all natural. Because a lot of men think if they wear hair gel and perfume that they're going to attract the women. Well, they're not going to attract me. I don't want a man that wears more makeup than I do, And I just like men being all natural. They can get their hair cut and groom themselves and stuff like that. No need to wear hair gel and perfume. And then so my boyfriend went and got the fish. And I even told my friend, I said, you can go with my boyfriend to get the fish if you like. He's like, no, I want to stay here and wash these cups. So he works as a kitchen porter, so he's really aware of the fact that my cups have tea stains. I don't care that my cups have tea stains. So he brought this chemicals in to clean the cups, and he made a meal of it. He just made a meal of it. So he washed the cups. He had to boil the water. Couldn't be hot water, had to be boiling water. So I had to spend money to boil the water. And then he put the stuff in the cups, and you had to let it set about 20 minutes. And then he made a meal out of cleaning the cups, because obviously it's a toxic chemical. So you have to clean the cups. So he was using instead of just letting the cups dry naturally, which is what I do, he had to use my kitchen towels to clean the cup, to dry the cups. And he made a big deal out of that. So I used 3 of my kitchen towels, which I have to wash now, because he made such a big deal out of using my kitchen towels. And he kept showing me a cup, say, look here, see this? And I said, yes, I see it. But look here, see this? And I said, yes, I see that. He did that several times, and several times I said, yes, I see that. But see, I was supposed to go, oh, wow. I don't care. I don't care if my cups have tea stains on them. If people don't like tea stains on my cups, then don't drink out of the cups. I really don't care. And then so my boyfriend came back with the dinner. Well, I had given my boyfriend 20 pounds from my secret stash to buy the dinner, which I don't want my dyslexic friend to know where my secret stash is. So I gave him the secret stash, the 20 pounds, the night before. And my boyfriend, he went and got 2 large fish and chips, because I thought, if my dyslexic friend isn't going to contribute any money to the dinner, then I'm not going to get him a meal. We'll have 2 large fish and chips, and we'll split it between 3, which is what we did. And he did bring me a lot of things, but everything he brought me, he didn't buy any of it. He just got it places. And so he brought me this whiskey, which actually had belonged to his father. And so I made hot toddies. And then he brought these nuts, and I said, I don't even know what they are. I don't know what they are. I don't care what they are. I'm not eating them. And he got upset because he told me later that he was upset that I didn't want to eat those nuts. But you can't force me to eat food that I don't want to eat. And then he got me some milk fudge, some Indian milk candy, and I ate some of that to be polite. But none of the stuff he bought, he'd gotten it from people. So anyway, my lamp that he gave me has a fault in it, so now I have to get some light bulbs. And I told him, I said, well, you can't use this lamp because it's got a fault in it, because he was thinking that my boyfriend can sell it. And that's another thing. You get all of these people with a really low intellect, and they think, oh, well, let's just sell all these broken things on eBay. People don't want to buy broken things. And I said, you can't sell it because it has a fault in it, and you can't sell it. And then so we had the dinner, we made the hot toddies, we had the dinner. And then after the dinner, he started playing cards with my boyfriend. Well, we had to turn the light on because the cards are black and you can't see the cards. So you had to turn the light on. And I thought, well, if they're playing cards, then I'll work on my Kaggle competition. So I got my computer out and started working on my Kaggle competition. Well, he didn't like that. He didn't like me working on my Kaggle competition. So Kaggle competition is data science and machine learning, and you have to be able to concentrate on it. So he could see that I was working on it, but he kept trying to talk to me when he could see that I was working on it. It wasn't enough that he was playing cards with my boyfriend and talking to my boyfriend. He was trying to talk to me, and I kept saying to him, I said, look, I just want to work on this. And then, so he kept going on and on trying to talk to me. I said, look, I just want to work on this. And I told him, I said, I think you're a bit drunk. And he got mad and laughed. And I felt really bad. But, you know, me and my boyfriend have to put up with him talking nonstop, not giving us a break. You know, we have to entertain him. And that's why sometimes I tell him, don't come until such and such a time, because I have things to do and I won't be able to entertain you. Because that's what he wants. He wants to be entertained. And then so he laughed, and I knew he was mad. And so I phoned him. I said, look, I'm really sorry that I upset you. I said, but I have to work on this. I told him, I said, well, I can't retire. I have to do this. He goes, well, don't you have a pension? I said, yeah, but it's only a few pennies. It's not going to get me anywhere. It's only a few pennies. And he said, well, I'll give you my money, but you know that's never going to happen. And then he said, well, where's your boyfriend? And I said, well, he's in the other room. And I said, he's reading or looking at a tablet or something. And I said, one of the things about him is he doesn't feel that he needs to talk to me all day long. And he goes, well, I only want to talk to you because I love you. But this is nonstop. This is relentless. This is non-stop talking. It is relentless. And then I can't cope with this. And now, so I sent him a message saying I was sorry that I upset him. My boyfriend sent him a message saying that he was sorry. I was sorry that I upset him, and he's not sent me any message back. He's mad at me. So I don't know. I mean, he's the one that crashed my anniversary meal, and I put up with it, and my boyfriend put up with it. And the only thing I wanted to do was work on my Kaggle competition. And he didn't like that. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like me working on my computer, just like my autistic friend doesn't like me working on my computer either. You know, and then so he kept trying to talk to me when I'm working. And so I don't know. I have to tell him that he can only visit me. I'll have to say to him, I said, look, I have things I have to do. You cannot come until such and such a time because I have things I have to do, and I cannot sit there and talk to you all day long because I have things that I have to do. And so I don't know, is the honeymoon over? He fell out with this friend that I talked about the other day. And is he going to fall out with me? I'm not that bothered about it because give me a break, you know. And I think there's something wrong with him. I think he's got a few screws loose to be interested in a 65-year-old woman. I think there's something wrong with him. You know, and so that's it. That's how my anniversary meal went. Now my friend's mad at me. He's not replying to my messages. But, you know, he doesn't realize he's the one in the wrong. He shouldn't be talking to me all day long. He has to be entertained. He does. He has to be entertained. And that's what I have to start saying. I have to start saying, you cannot come before 4 o'clock. And the reason why is because I have things to do at home. And I cannot entertain you. Because that's what the deal is. He has to be entertained. I cannot entertain somebody all day. And that's what he wants. He wants me to entertain him all day. And I can't do that. So that's the conclusion. That's the end of this video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. And it means a lot to me that you watch it. So thank you again. And I'll be making another video for you definitely on Tuesday, because on Tuesday I have to have another injection in my eye.